Most stories are split into three parts. You get the first act, second act, third act. You get the first one, which kind of introduces the character. The second one, which kind of bogs down a little bit the story, puts somebody up into a kind of position you don't want to be in. And the third part, the climax, is usually when everything is resolved and we get to the big action set pieces. It's best to look at the John Wick franchise like that kind of story arc. You know, we had the first or second one, now we're on to the third one, and it is, from beginning to end, complete and utter action overload. And it's glorious to watch. You know, as we finished part 2, John Wick had an hour to get his affairs in order before he was excommunicado and every assassin would chase after him looking for the bounty. And that is exactly where we kick off this movie. He is on the run, he is trying to get things sorted before chaos reigns and the movie plays out. And that is exactly what we get. We don't need any more story than that. There is a little bit added in just to flavour this dish ever so much. But we just get outstanding set piece after outstanding set piece. And one of the best things about it is they don't languish on the type of action. They change it up either by location or by including random strange objects. There is just so many fun moments within this movie that I just found myself staring, mouth agasp, kind of laughing at some of the ludicrous fight scenes that were going on, which I enjoyed ever so much. They changed things about a lot by having various different opponents for John Wick to ultimately tear down. We get one in a library who's an extremely tall, extremely long-limbed person, and he has to change his fighting style to take that person down. There is at one point where he's facing off against several adversaries and uses horses as weapons, getting them to kick these people unconscious and do all kind of things. Horse foo, maybe? It just seems to work tremendously well. There is samurai swords on bikes. There is a tremendous action set piece set in Casablanca where John teams up with an old ally, Halle Berry, and they go on a kind of rampage of this building, and Halle Berry's character, Sophia, has two trained dogs with her, and the way that they use their tactics and use the dogs to help take down some of the adversaries, it was really interesting. It was unusual, it was different I had seen before, and this was a prolonged sequence as they moved through various sets, and just you could tell the geography, the cautious nature they were taking, the amount of foes that they had. It was really well executed, one of the better set pieces in the movie, and amongst the movie where almost every set piece was outstanding. We get Winston back, we get the concierge back, we get the Lawrence Fishburne character back again as well. These characters are all back in play. We get to see the concierge cut loose from his typical day duties and do something a little bit different as well. And amongst the actual story, if I could just break away from the action, and it's hard not to talk about the action because it's predominantly what is there, but there is an adjudicator that has turned up from the table to judge everybody in New York and how they handled the John Wick situation, and she's really shaking things up and making people pay in novel manners, and that's kind of like catalyst to a lot of the things that are happening in New York as well. But back to the action set pieces. They are fun, they are plentiful, they are exciting, and at no point do they threaten to overtake the movie or become tiresome in any way. You know, even near the end of the movie when John is starting to go through wave after wave of oncomers, almost like a video game, as he gets to like harder bosses in a similar location, you feel as if it could become a little bit too predictable and samey, but it doesn't. It changes things up and it becomes just a lot more fun. And I was actually wringing my hands at certain points because it was just so energetic, tiresome for the people involved. It looked exhausting, it looked vicious, it looked realistic, and it looked great to see. I loved the way they used the sort of neon lights, the glass room near the end. A lot of things really just worked terrifically well within the movie. There is a couple of things that I really don't like. One is just a personal niggle. It's just something that just really gets to me, and that is the title of the movie. John Wick Chapter 3, fantastic, sticks in with the rest of the series. Parabellum. No need for that to be there. That word just annoys me for some reason. Do we really need to have that? We've got John Wick Chapter 2, John Wick Chapter 3. I am fine with that. The revelations at the end of the movie left me a bit unsure of where people stand. Now, I'm kind of curious about this because I'm more than happy for them to continue with this series. I would love a part 4 and to see where things played out. But if this was the end of it, you feel as if we have kind of an unfinished story to tell here. Something interesting that we may figure out later days if it's going to be another sequel to this. I hope so. John Wick was edge of the seat, entertainment and action extravaganza. If you like the first two, you are going to love this one. If those movies left you cold, then this one isn't going to do any better either. If you're looking for an engaging story with characters that just resonate with your soul and speak to you, John Wick Chapter 3 probably isn't the movie for you. If you want to go into it, disengage the brain, sit back and enjoy a pure popcorn entertainment flick, then we have a winner here in John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum. There we have. There we are. I'd love to know your opinion of the movie. What did you think of it? What was your favourite action set piece in the full lot of this movie? Let me know in the comment box below. If I was to choose one, I think the Moroccan scene, Casablanca with the dogs, was pretty fantastic. Yeah, I'll need to go with that one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.